Hi, thank you for watching. I just thought today I would make a different video. I want to make a video on the 5 things I learned before 25 because I did learn a few valuable lessons that I hope that you take with you and you apply them to your life. So that's just what I'm going to make this video about, just the 5 things I have learned before turning 25. Can't believe I turned 25 this past January 4th. I decided to make a list of the things that I have learned so far. This list of the things that I have learned in my early 20s, so I will share them with you, and they're actually very useful and helpful tips. Like if you're in your early 20s or whatever age you are, you need to learn these lessons sooner than later. Not the way I did. Like I'm really happy that I did learn these lessons because everybody has to learn them at some point. So I'm really obviously happy that I did, and I hope that I can help you, however old you are, to learn these lessons, and just take them with a grain of salt because not everybody is the same. So okay, so first one, you cannot make someone care about you. Okay, so I learned this like right when I turned 19, 20, like right that age. I learned it from a relationship that I was in that was very toxic and just bad toxic friendships. I hate how everybody uses that word toxic so lightly, but like those friendships and that relationship truly was toxic, and you know, like manipulative and competitive, you know, friendships and relationships like that. So it really was toxic. So basically, you can't make anybody care about you. You cannot make anybody see the value in you. You cannot force somebody to stay around. Like if somebody wants to not be your friend anymore or doesn't want to be with you anymore, you can't force them to see the good in you, because if you're going to be like that, that's just going to push them further away, and you're kind of giving them a real reason now to leave. So basically, if you feel somebody is like, if their attitude towards you changes, like if they switch up on you, just let them be and let them go, because if they're not like man enough to communicate with you what is wrong, like if they don't want to be your friend anymore, if they just don't want to be with you anymore, and if they don't want to communicate with you why, you obviously don't mean anything to them the way you thought they did, the way you thought you did, and obviously your relationship is more one-sided. So if you feel that somebody is acting more distant towards you, just let them go, and that's it. Like, you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. I used to feel like it was my duty to like prove myself to people. Like I'm like, oh, but like why are you acting so weird? Like I'm a good friend, or like I'm a good person, like why are you acting like that? And then they didn't want to communicate, but that's really just like on them. Like you can't make them see the good in you, and obviously people grow up and change, but you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. Obviously as time goes on, they're gonna see they made a mistake, so you don't have to stress yourself out and do that. So you definitely can't make anybody see the good in you and the value in you. They're just going to see that for themselves, however long that takes. So you don't have to stress yourself out about that. Even just acting like you don't notice, like don't do that. Just disappear the way that they want you to and the way that they are trying to. So just don't like go through that whole stress, because as you get older, people are gonna like, they're gonna forget about it. They're gonna be like, oh, she was really cool, or I really liked her, we used to be friends. They're just gonna regret it. So don't like stress yourself out playing that game. Just let it go, and that's it. Like I know it's really hard to do and really just easy to say, but just, you don't have to prove yourself to anybody, and you don't have to feel like it's your duty to prove yourself to anybody. Okay, number 2, don't have too much hope in friendships. Okay, so I know that sounds really depressing, but it really is the truth. I'm sorry, you cannot put all your value into your friendships, because I had people that I considered my best friends in my early 20s that obviously proved to me that I didn't mean anything to them, and vice versa. I definitely outgrew people, but you just cannot put your value in friendships. You cannot think that friends are going to always be there for you. You cannot tell them everything that's personal to you, personally going on with you, because at the end of the day, those people are not your family. So you cannot just put too much value in friendships, because you're going to be disappointed every time. You have to be okay with the fact that, you know, people might talk about you and people might not want to be in your life anymore. You have to be okay with that. You have to put more of your energy in yourself, in your future, and work on your relationship with your family. And you cannot expect too much from friendships. So that is definitely what I learned in my early 20s. Okay, 3. Don't waste your time dating. This is definitely something, obviously I learned like everything else I'm saying, but I definitely did this. I definitely wasted my time dating because I don't know, it kind of just happened. It was really weird. I used to like, I kind of like had like boyfriends back to back, like when I was like in my like 21, like that. Like I kind of had boyfriends back to back. Like obviously I did have time that I was single and it was a lot of fun, but and I wish that I did that for longer, that I was single longer, and I didn't just like go from like date to date, talking to someone, being committed to them, or like and then dating someone, breaking up, and then dating someone else to get over them. Like I wish I didn't do that, because you're just wasting your time dating and it's just useless. Like how many times are you going to learn the same lesson? You know what I mean? Like once you learn a lesson, once you learn a lesson about cheating, or about obviously like what I said before, if someone's acting distant and doesn't want to be with you, like how many times are you going to learn that lesson? Just learn it once and don't make the same mistake again, and don't keep dating, don't keep wasting your time. If you already learned those lessons at that time, you're just wasting valuable time that you could have fun being single. Okay, number 4, don't try to be something you're not. So I saw this happen a lot. And when I was trying to go to school, when I was in college, I saw that a lot of people were only in college to make their parents happy, and that was it. Like don't don't go to college or don't major in something that you don't want to just to make other people happy. You cannot allow people to live through you. Like if your parents want you to be a doctor so bad and they're not, then you cannot allow them to make you feel guilty for that. So let's say you really want to be something that isn't practical. Like that's not practical, that's not a teacher, a lawyer, a nurse. You know, if you don't want to be something that's practical, let's say if you want to be a singer, so you want to be a singer, so you spend all this time going to school, taking tests, studying, and before you know it, you're 30 and you never became the singer that you wanted because you spent too much time trying to please other people, and the only person you have to blame is yourself because you listened to those other people that they were trying to write your life out for you. So if you feel like you want to do something that is out of the norm, just do it, because you only live once. Like you cannot give all your energy into school if you want to be something else. If you have to have a gig in the middle of the day but your school is affecting you, but it's something that you really want to do, just go to that gig. Just do what you want to do, because you cannot waste your time if that's what you don't want to do, going to school, because you only live once, and before you know it, you're going to be old and you never did what you truly wanted to do in life. Okay, number 5, do not feel bad for comparing yourself to others. Okay, so now that I am 25, I see this more and more. It's so much more obvious. I always knew this, but now that I am older, it's very clear to me the way people lie about their lives. So now that I'm 25, a lot of people do expect at this age, for some reason, to have kids, to be married, to own a house. Like obviously that's great if you do, but at the end of the day, we're still really young. And you don't have to lie about your life trying to impress other people that don't even care about your life. Because I've seen a lot of people, I'm not trying to throw shade, but I've seen a lot of people that they put on Facebook, oh, me and my husband, we got a house together, and then meanwhile they're just boyfriend and girlfriend, and I pass by their apartment and they're just renting an apartment. Like a lot of people lie about their lives, and you do not have to feel bad about the place you are in your life, because you are going by your own time. You're going in your own time, and you don't have to feel bad about that. Like, I remember a lot of people used to like try to troll me or try to like make fun of me when I was only 19 working in a supermarket and I was trying to go to college. Like, those people right away when they had a full-time job, they wanted to try to make fun of me, and I'm like, but I'm not doing anything that's crazy. I'm not like a loser just because you have a full-time. Like, you cannot make people, you cannot like let people get to you, basically, because the only reason why people are trying to make fun of you is because they feel bad about themselves, and the only reason why people are lying about their life is because they feel bad about their life. So you do not have to feel bad about the place you are in your life, because everybody has to go by their own path, learn their own lessons. And if people are lying about their life, that just shows that they're just really unhappy with their life. Because I don't see anything wrong with renting an apartment at this age. I don't see anything wrong with, you know, just things like that. Like, people try to make people feel so bad about everything. And it's just because they're unhappy with themselves. Like, I'm happy with my life, so I don't feel the need to bring people down. Like, I do have things that I want to do for myself, but if somebody is, sorry, but if somebody is in, you know, doing something that I don't want to do, I'm not going to make fun of them for it, and I'm not going to lie about my life because I'm happy with my life. So just don't allow people that like to talk shit get to you, because the only reason why they are talking shit is because they are not happy with themselves and with their lives. And everybody lives by their own path or whatever. So don't ever feel bad about that. Okay, and now the last one, the bonus lesson, because I wanted to do 5 lessons I learned before 25, but I just had to add this one in there because I just thought about it and I thought it was a good one. So don't rush things. Every part of your life has a time for it. Has a time. I don't think I worded that right, but basically, so don't rush your life. This actually ties into what I just said. So don't rush your life. Just because everybody is like, you think everyone, not everyone is, but if you think in your head that everyone is getting married and you're just over here single as fuck and you're just gonna feel really bad about yourself, like, don't do that. Because like I said, a lot of people like to lie about their lives, and everybody, they just want to impress everyone, and they're happy that you're feeling the way you feel. So don't do that to yourself, because you're gonna see as you get older the way people really do lie about their lives. And yeah, so everyone's part of their life does have a time. So also, I have noticed, I remember when I was like 22, I remember the way this immature mentality was like going around, how people would be like, oh, if people like to party, or if girls like to party, they're sluts, and I don't like to go to the club. I don't go to the club because that's for sluts, that's for whores, that means you sleep around. And then meanwhile now they're like 25 with like 3 kids, and they're like regretting it and go out every chance they get. So don't, not that there's anything wrong with that, I'm just saying that people like to rush their life, and they like to rush being mature, whatever they consider mature. By the way, mature is a word that is used way too lightly for every situation, because just because you like to party doesn't mean you're immature. That just means that, you know, your priorities are different, but that doesn't make you immature. Because, so basically, people just like to rush their life. They like to rush that they're over the party phase and then they regret it. They like to, you know, rush being single and then they regret it because they ended up settling because they think they're getting old. So yeah, that is definitely the last lesson that I have learned so far, that I thought that it was valuable to share with you. That is it. That is the end of today's video. I hope you learned some valuable lessons today. Definitely write them down. Definitely live by them. Definitely learn from other people's mistakes. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.